just being in a place where I wanted to forget I was even Nigerian.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the second comment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the second. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the second comment. This one is saying that the problem with narcissism is that you never question yourself. So you go and make such undefendable statements proudly not knowing how it makes you look. African giant, but you were ashamed of your origin. They say, oh, African giant, you were ashamed of your origin. So you can see that this person also disagrees with Burna Boy. Now let's move on to the next comment. Things that people are saying are more crazy. Now he says that you had to understand the UK in the 90s. In the 90s, kids and adults Africans were repeatedly mocked at school and on TV shows. In the late 90s, in the late 2000s, there was a renewed pride in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. Millennials and Gen Z reclaimed their countries in fashion, music, and slang. So this person is also saying that in the 90s, Baba, he says that adults were repeatedly mocked. Kids, adults were repeatedly mocked. So could this be the reason why Burna Boy is saying he wasn't proud to be a Nigerian? Well, he might have a point, but people have a lot to say. But this person is saying that the millennial, they said that in the late 2000s there was a renewed pride. So in the late 2000s there was a renewed pride in Nigeria, Ghana. Charlie, you know, say Ghana, Nigeria, and Ghana, you know, say one love, you understand? But yes, they did mention the millennials, the Gen Z reclaimed their countries in fashion. Yes, when you talk about fashion, we all have seen what, African countries, we have seen what Ghana is doing, we have seen what Nigeria is doing in fashion. Music, yes, when it comes to the music aspect, we have seen what Nigerians are doing in the music space. And Burna Boy, doing afrobeat to the world. I mean, people love Burna Boy and his music slang. So when some fans heard this statement from him, they were like, wait, but at the end of the day, he has spoken his mind. We will sit down and then we will combine, you will do some addition and subtraction. As I say, maybe you go fit add board mass. If it is too hard, you can add calculus to it. Then we'll try and then understand what Burna Boy is saying. But there are more comments. People are, saying, Now he says that, look at how the podcasters are looking at him with a dejected look. This guy lacks character. So when you watch the video, you realize that, you see how the guy was questioning Burna Boy when Burna Boy said at that time he wasn't proud to be a Nigerian. And the guy was like, why? Because it is hard for, these are things that they are hard to hear. To hear someone say, oh, I wasn't proud of my country. No, I mean, that is your origin, bro. Burna Boy, no matter what, this is your origin. This is the place that gave birth to you. This is the place that gave you the rhythm. This is the place that gave you the lifestyle, the language, and everything you are using. But we understand because you said was. So was. Maybe we are assuming that now you are proud to be a Nigerian. But some Nigerians who are saying they are not proud of you because recently you have been doing certain things that they are not happy with it. Like the fan, for instance, that you drove away, some are not happy with it, and a lot of shit. You are the African giant, so sometimes you might step on some people's toe, but fine enough, all right. But there are more comments, as I see here. There are more comments. I say, this guy no even rate him country. Too bad. This guy no even rate him country. Too bad. Say Burna Boy does not even rate his country. He does not see his country as that, peak, as that, and he's saying that no, it's too bad. Now he says that, and he wants us to rate him. No way, it's no way it won't happen. I'm sure this guy was trying to say no way it won't happen. You see, because if you don't rate your country, how do you expect your country to rate you? Does it make sense? Odogu, Burna Boy, African giant, Charlie. Some people they drag you, but there's one here. All right, let's listen to this one. He says that he's right. If you do not experience Nigeria of the 50s and 60s, then you have nothing to be proud of. If you do not experience Nigeria in the 50s and 60s, you have nothing to be proud of. Why is this person saying this? He says that our own generation is witnessing the worst Nigeria. Now, the politicians now, during their childhood, had free education, free feeding in government colleges, scholarships to study outside the country, and jobs waiting for graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a question. Is this still happening? Is it still going on? All right. Now, except your family once ruled or is ruling this country, you haven't experienced the good side of Ghana. He says that except your country once ruled or is ruling this country, you haven't experienced the good side of Nigeria. So Burna is right. So this person agrees with Burna Boy. This person is saying that, Baba, if your family is not in, the government is not ruling, is not in power, Baba, you won't enjoy it. You won't enjoy it. And at that time, people in the 50s and 60s said that Nigerians were witnessing, were enjoying, scholarships, free education, and jobs were ready for those that went to study outside. Even if you studied here, now, after you are done studying, there is job available. But I have a question: is this going on? Is this still happening? Of course, I know that the unemployment rate in Nigeria might be crazy, but I'm not in Nigeria, so my fellow Nigerians, what is happening in Nigeria? If wherever part of the world you are coming from, if you have been in Nigeria, if you have lived with Nigerians, I mean, you know how Nigerians are, right? They are creative. How do you see Nigeria currently? Now, this person is also saying, you won't believe I'm trying to defend this mumu. Oh, Charlie, calm down. Burna Boy, you see what you have brought. This person is saying, you won't believe I'm trying to defend this mumu. Oh, Burna Boy, you know that you have fans that love you, and every time they will try to defend you, whether you are right or wrong. But it looks like this time around, the person is saying, anyway, it's too hard, but I will go take him. Then he says that why wouldn't you be proud of the place that made you who you are? Why wouldn't you be proud of the place that made you who you are? Like Burna Boy said, and people have also said, in the 90s and in the 50s, the 2000s, 60s, crazy things were happening to black people. You understand? So, but that shouldn't make you say that on an interview, bro. You're an African giant, bro. You understand? So, even though you were, sharing your opinion, you were giving out your ideas, you were telling your mind, but I think you could have reserved that sentence, or you could have reserved that line. But anyway, you have said it, and yes, nobody goofy. But at the end of the day, the backlashes will give you, and you know that some of your fans will not be happy with it. We move on. All right. I say you don't like Nigeria, yet you sing afrobeat owned by Nigerians. Oh. Nigerians gave you the fame, but you are not proud of being Nigerian. No problem. Prosperity is watching. we will see how you maintain the fame and wealth. So, ladies and gentlemen, you see how the things are. So, some agree with him, some also disagree with him. At the end of the day, not everybody will agree with you on everything that you say. Some will definitely disagree. So yes, Burna Boy has spoken his mind. He's saying at some point he wasn't proud to be a Nigerian. At that time when he was in the UK, it was crazy. It was crazy, and some are bashing him online. But Odogu has spoken. The African giant has spoken. Regardless, some will love him, some will hate him. That is it. That is it. It's up to you to choose which one you want. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can also share your opinion. Your opinion is very important. If Burna Boy can share his opinion, you can also share your opinion. So far as you're a human being, you go fit talk your mind. But if you know say some things there, if you go talk, it dey bring wahala. But people who no get wahala for this world, they say wahala no dey finish, problem no dey finish. Or I dey lie, ladies and gentlemen, I go by the name Blessed Boy GH. Burna Boy, Odogu, one love. Fans of Burna Boy, respect. My Ghana people, respect. My Naija, respect. My Africans, respect. Anybody outside Africa watching this video, Charlie, God bless you. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe and join the family. Don't forget to turn on your post notification bell icon. I have more videos on my channel. You can go and watch and enjoy yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I go by the name Blessed Boy GH. One love. According to Burna Boy, African giant, he says that he wanted to be in a place where he will even forget that he's a Nigerian. And he was asked, why?
Why did that come about? Did you need?
Bro, to be honest, I wasn't proud to be Nigerian, bro.
Why?
Some agree with what Burna Boy is saying. Some people also disagree.
Bro, it's coming from being in the UK and stuff at the time. It wasn't really the proudest thing to be because...
So now, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that he says that he was in the UK. He was in the UK at that time.
Proud. I didn't care about anything Nigerian like that.
He just told us the reason why he wasn't proud to be a Nigerian at the time when he was in the UK. Now, what are people saying? Let's dive into the comments.
Being in a place where I wanted to forget I was even Nigerian.
The first comment. This is what this person is saying. He says that, let's be honest. What is there to be proud of exactly as a Nigerian? Proud of what? The bad roads, the lack of stable electricity, the insecurity, the authoritarianism style of government, and then proud of jollof rice, Nigeria jollof, Ghana jollof, Alpha. So proud of jollof rice and Ojude Oba Abi. Better tell yourself the truth. So you can see that it looks like this person agrees with what Burna Boy is saying, Now let's move on to the next comment.